While doing some tuning with my antenna analyzer, I noticed that the SteppIR would occasionally end up with a fault, and I would end up with elements that were out of calibration or lose sync with the controller. And I found out what that is. If we take a look inside, you'll see the driver boards for the stepper motors. And those devices will go into a thermal protection at about 125 degrees Celsius. Now, I have this thermal imaging camera here. We can see the temperature, the devices and everything are nice and cool right now. The warmest thing on there being this voltage regulator down here at about 58 degrees Celsius. All the driver chips look pretty good, but if we do a calibration of the antennas or the elements and we take a look here, you'll see those chips, see them start to glow real quick. Now it's 70 degrees, 72, 80, 85, 90, 100 degrees C. Obviously you can see there those four driver chips are getting pretty warm, and that's at degrees Celsius. 113, 115. When they get too warm, internally they'll shut down. 120, and it peaked at about 123. So they're running pretty warm. So I have some little aluminum heat sinks designed for stepper driver chips on order. Include a little 3M thermal backing, and I'll just stick them on there. And we'll give that a shot. So those will be here in a day or two. Normally this isn't a problem, but if you're doing a lot of testing and running the stepper motors at a high endurance, occasionally you can end up with various faults, driver faults, circuit faults, and the antenna you'll lose sync between what the controller thinks the elements are at and what the elements really are at, and you have to turn everything off, let it cool down, and do new calibration. Is it still running? Yep, it's still running its calibration here. So you'll see these cool off immediately as soon as it's done. We'll just let this go for a second. There we go, it just finished. It peaked at about 120. Now they'll cool off pretty quick. And peaked about 130. Or no, it's still running. See the flashing light, so it must be extending now, and that's, we're at 140, 145. Yeah, it's running pretty warm. There we go. Now it's done. Now see it cool off quickly. So we're going to add some heat sinks to those, and that should help significantly keep those chips a little bit cooler.